Hey, girl.
Hey.
How are you? What's up?
Girl, you know what's up? Derrick Jaxn and his wife, girl. That's what's up.
This mayhem. This mayhem.
And Quan, come on in, Quan. We waiting on you.
Yes, we are. Um, you need to get in this room.
All right.
So
Oh,
I'm just
man. Go
I'm
ahead.
just so
I'm trying to share
okay.
this on the page, y'all.
Look, why we both doing the same thing? Look.
Hey, Signa, girl, we about to go in. Oh, we about to go in.
I'm here for it.
Oh
Thing
my
that okay, this last video, I don't want to like skip too far ahead because this last video kind of got me spent and have changed my whole entire
The one him looking at the video of him and his wife.
that's some creep. SHIT. That's some creep stuff.
Sugar honey.
Like that's some creep stuff. Yo. What up, though?
What up, though? What it do?
What it
I
do?
What's the
I got some
deal?
feedback.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Maybe you need to put on your put on some headphones.
Shit, I don't even know what they at.
Or you got your volume, King. Maybe you can adjust your volume.
I turned it down. Is that better?
It's a little better, but we still got the feedback.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay, let me find these headphones while y'all talk. Okay,
Man,
hold on.
so you know it's a lot to talk about because I was just telling her this last video that old boy posted is like then changed my whole entire yeah, like this dude's a weirdo.
Let me find the doohickey.
So he posted another video. He did that because, like I said, I got people like inboxing me videos and stuff. Like, did you see this? You know, check this out. I'm like, hold up, cause y'all know I was in exercise class tonight. I just came home, so I still have all my stuff. And I was like, dang, another video.
I see you getting your exercise on. Your face done got smaller.
Yeah, okay, you can tell.
Look at that. That's that engagement life.
That's
Brother Clay. Where Clay at?
He's at work.
Okay, well, tell him I said what up, though. Married, right? If it ain't married, it ain't right.
It ain't right. That's right.
There y'all go. Anyway, we gonna bypass all of that. So I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute. Let me see what Signa said.
I'm just kidding.
Signa said.
While Keela posting today talking about some, I'm not gonna tell nobody what I'm doing from now on. I need my own personal time.
Exactly.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that.
Signa said she looked like a hostage, and I'm not referring to her hair bonnet. She said I'm real petty today.
So let me tell you all this. And I don't mean to interject. But the last hour has been very interesting, to say the least. Because there's a lot of conjecture about this cat, this clown. You know, every circus needs a clown.
Mm-hmm.
And Derrick Jaxn is the clown. Every day I wake up to Charlemagne the God and the Breakfast Club. Okay?
Okay.
Derrick Jaxn is the donkey of the year. Not the day, but the year.
Okay.
So I'm going to let y'all expound on. I'm going to let y'all lay the groundwork and I'm going to explain to folks why I say that.
Okay, look, let me.
Keela, and I got to tell you something too.
Okay.
Keela and Kalani.
What?
Y'all going to have another special guest tonight.
Who?
Because she hotter than fish grease.
Who?
My wife.
Yes.
Bring her in.
Hey, that's what's up.
Okay.
I like those
she in the studio putting her face on.
Oh, you gotta put your face on. You gotta put the face on. But look, so I'm gonna start from the beginning. Now, Derrick Jaxn, like I've heard of him like a couple of years ago. You know, been seeing his videos on my, down my timeline, and I clicked on. I'm like, okay, I like what he was saying. I'm like, because what he was saying, I mean, it was some truth to it, So, I mean, I wasn't like a huge fan. I wasn't buying his stuff. And I remember he came to Detroit, with some other people. I was like, oh, okay. I thought the brother was. I'm like, okay, he
legit.
Ladies know what was up. Okay, like another Steve Harvey type, dude. And I know that, right? And I know that most guys be hating on that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, because I don't fool with Steve Harvey at all.
Okay, because but a lot of guys hate for the simple fact some of them think, like the single ones, like, oh, they giving away all our secrets or whatever, But anyway, so I was cool with DJ, I was cool with DJ. But I mean, even last week I shared his one of his things,
You would share his stuff right before stuff hit the fan.
Did you see?
I never shared a post of his before, and then right when stuff hit the fan, here you go. Oh, my man is all 7.
Right, because I posted this. He did the seven ways you can tell about you or whatever like that. I'm like, okay, Clay, check all the okay. I mean, I already knew, but I was like, okay. But yeah, so and then Clay told me, what happened on Sunday. I'm like, what? And I told Keela. Keela was like, what?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of doing something. I'm like, it's tripped out because it was kind of like one of those things, like a person that you might have personally knew, because I think he had presented himself to try to be so self-righteous. And I think it was almost kind of like, those normally be the ones that when they fall, they tumble hard. You know what I'm saying? Because they try to create this image. And first of all, there were a lot of people who did not even know that he was even married. I was one of them. Did not even know he had a child. So this weird false image that you created, like you just a single person in the eyesight of a lot of people. Why you taking videos with your shirt off like you just came from a workout? Just freaking weird.
Wait, he was a personal trainer at one point.
Well, he is, but my thing is, if you giving us relationship advice, why we need to see all this glistening? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, it's a woman magnet, because they was all on the post like, oh, I need a husband like that. I need, what? First of all, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. You know what I'm saying? Steve Harvey had been married 27 times. He can't give me.
Alea, that's my best friend from high school. But you know what? With people like that, though, I do listen to what they have to say, because they done messed up so many times. You can learn from their mistakes, and hopefully they've learned from their mistakes.
Well. At the same time, if you keep putting a spare tire on the rear tire and it keeps blowing out, it's apparent that the spare tire does not work.
Okay.
Well,
now I'm not presenting myself to be holier than thou. I'll be 45 in August.
Okay.
I have 4 children by 4 different women.
Okay.
I have 2 sons that are 3 weeks apart. They're both almost 19 years old. So at the same time, and with that being said, I understand that a lot of these dudes out here are not really what they appear to be. It's like when you look in the rear view mirror and it says objects are closer than they appear to be.
Somebody had to do that.
And he finna get dealt with. Give me one hot second.
Okay, y'all. So who out there, that's watching, y'all commenting like a mug. We appreciate it. We love this engagement. Hey, so who was like, Sunshine said, only if I can cuss. But who out there was like digging him before all of this went down? Any women out there was like, okay, he's saying some good stuff. Anybody?
I'm not gonna pretend. He said, "Bro got a podcast and a weed house."
No, bro is a police officer. Okay, now.
So my thing is, I'm not gonna pretend like I never seen watched any of his videos or when people share them. But it was almost kind of like at first. I'm not gonna say I wasn't into him. And then with some of the guys, it's just like, I mean, something weird about this. I was like, oh, y'all just hating. Y'all just want to be on brothers always against brothers. You know what I'm saying? But then as I started listening to him, I'm just like, this dude just got all the right answers. He got all the right. He just, everything is just so perfectly laid out. You know what I'm saying? I started kind of falling off the grid with him because I was like, it's just not right. Something ain't right about him.
Yeah. Well, Signa said a lot of the women are like, nah, listen to my gut. He's always off to me. But Signa said she listens to him regularly. And Alea, yes, you can do it. You can say whatever you want to say, girl. We go all the way there here.
Yeah, we're going all the way there today. I think my biggest thing is everybody started trying to make money from relationship advice. And it was the easy come up because, and I hate to say it like this, and please nobody take offense to this, but they know how to stroke a single woman's ego, a lot of lonely women ego, and they know what to say to sell them. And relationship stuff sells. Everybody want it. Everybody want to buy the books. Everybody want the workbooks. Everybody is striving to get to this better relationship that nobody finds. You know what I'm saying? It just collecting your dollar.
But you know what? But like I never knew that he was married until like maybe like last year maybe.
Hey,
wife.
Wait, hold on. Let me unplug this. All right, there we go.
Okay. Hi, Quan's wife.
hi.
What's your name?
Jeannie.
Jeannie.
Hey,
Jeannie, you need to fix your settings.
She's
too bright.
I know. I don't know how to do all.
But yeah, so Signa said she was trying to figure out my ex-husband. But yeah, what was I saying?
You know, you were talking about just jump in at any other thought because we got off. I don't know.
So you said something that was very profound. You said a lot of these
I didn't know he was married. I didn't know he was married. So until like last year. So Quan, so from a man, Clay already told me, you know, some stuff about this, but he didn't like honor his wife. Like this is my wife, you know, like show her picture or, you know, reference her or anything like that. Cause you know, Clay got me all up in his you know, his social media, you know, but yeah, we didn't know that he was. So what do that say as for a man to do that?
So that was a like, so I had my, you know, I got my business, my Parks Defensive Strategies. And then I had a private page. And one day my wife came to me and she was like, why you don't rep me on your page? And I was like rep you? I'm like, I'm trying to get this money. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. And then she said it again. And I was like, oh, you overreacted. But then one day I was driving to work. I was like, how would I feel if she said the same thing? Or how would I feel if I was in her position? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But something you said about Derrick Jaxn is that his whole persona was A, B, and C, but he didn't pull his wife into that fold. I'm going to tell you like this. Think about it. What does that sound like? Some of these folks out here that got businesses, churches, all of that. So when my wife came to me and she was like, why you don't rep me on your page? I'm like, it's a business page. But then just recently, like even before that, she was like, no, my wife got an MBA. She graduated from Renaissance. You know, Kalani, she ain't one of us Murray Wright pilots.
That's all right, but you know, I have some of my good friends they graduated from Renaissance. So
yeah. U of M undergrad, and she just got her, she knocked out her master's in what, 14 months? 14 months during the pandemic.
Black girl magic.
Right. So, and then I started looking at my business. I'm like, yo, I can't do this. Like, to be honest, I'm a street hustler. You know what I'm saying? I just work for the police department, but when it comes to business, but then I started pulling her in. But then one day I was driving to work, I'm like, what she's saying is really true, because 80 to 90% of my business is female customers, and a lot of them want CPL training, but a lot of them want something else.
Exactly. Especially.
Hold up, Jenny got something to say. Go ahead, girl.
Well, notwithstanding Parks Defensive Strategies comments, to your question, why is it that we didn't know that he was married? Because his platform wouldn't have grown if he was married. Simple as that. His key audience, his target audience is women.
Single. Yeah.
Single women, married women, whoever women. Yeah, married women too. Because think about his content, his whole platform, his whole brand was this whole schooling you on men.
Right.
So if we knew that he was married, who's gonna tune in? If he is really all of that stand-up, wholesome, 100% man who's married, has 2.5 children and a dog, 2 cars and a garage, that's boring.
I mean, but it kind of worked for Steve Harvey though, right?
But Steve Harvey that's a totally different genre. Steve Harvey's his primary brand is not teaching women how to be with men. His brand is comedy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
This man, his whole brand is all about really schooling women, putting game on game.
Right.
Yeah.
And who you gonna take game lessons from? A married man?
Well,
you want somebody, you want eye candy.
I think
you want somebody desirable.
That's what I was just getting ready to say.
Single man that you chasing. You want that single man that you going after. You want to hear from his mouth. What is it that you are looking for? And if he purported himself to be the married man that he is, that's only chipping on the side of what the woman wants.
Now that I totally agree with, because they do want, even some entertainers don't even say that they're married. Like when people didn't even know Janet Jackson was married until 10 years later when she filed for divorce. You know what I mean?
With money.
Right.
It messes with the brand. Sex sells. And so a married woman is not going to, let me put it in my perspective, okay? Shut up. I'm a married woman. And let's say I wanted to get outside advice from a man to help me in my marriage. Okay. Now, because our marriage is whole and solid, I'm going to go to a trusted married person or couple.
Exactly. Right.
Okay. Everybody out here that he's trying to go after ain't on the up and up on that level.
That's true.
They're already broken.
They broken.
That's it. And that's who that's who is going to draw to that, because they're trying to put those puzzles together. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. So let me tell you from a man's point of view. And even working with the police department, when I bring people in and my lieutenant be like, all right, Parks, or my sergeant be like, Parks, take this statement from them. I bring them, so I call them, you know what I'm saying? Okay, come in. I'm going to take this statement from you. We're going to get this PPO together for you. I come in, and my wife would tell you, sometimes I wear offensive shirts or I wear whatever. But when I sit down, oh, you smell good. You look good. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to get your statement so we can lock this cat up. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then we go through the whole rigmarole. And then they call back up to the precinct like, well, I appreciate everything you did. And if you ever need something, call me. I'm like, yo, no, I'm not calling you because your life is in disarray. And
pause. Okay. How many of y'all believe that he is 100% on the, I didn't know? He's doing the same thing to some degree.
I know what they
Listen,
doing.
you come in looking good, smelling good, cologne down, smooth head, trim beard, and you know when some woman sits down and you need to take a statement, she gonna tell you all her secrets. So you doing the same thing. It sells.
Look
It
at
works.
his face. But the reality of it is,
Get away from me.
with that, women, especially single women, they see who they think is the eligible male,
Victim.
and he said victim, but okay.
Victim.
And then they try to work that magic to find out that you still married, and by now I'm in too deep. I'm already, call me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Right.
It is what it is. I mean, women, men, they are all guilty of it. It's
But
true.
you know, my whole thing with the whole, and me and my wife, what I tell y'all, it was a tumultuous hour before this started, cause I was about to put her on a missing person list, for real, out here in Clinton Township, but I forgot where I was at, and you know, I'm the first suspect out here, so. So this is, it was the last 3 or 4 days. So first I seen one of my homeboys posted something about Derrick Jaxn. I'm like, okay, I don't know who that is. And then I started seeing, and then this morning, when I got up at like 6 in the morning, I watched the whole video on him and his wife on the couch.
Mm.
And I'm gonna tell you my personal opinion as a man. And this is notwithstanding from anybody else's opinion. This is just my personal opinion. He full of shit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna keep it 100 because here's my thing. As a man, we are the dumbest creatures on earth. Period. We can have a platinum wife at home and fall a victim to a copper thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
Let that
it's the truth.
sink in. Let
It's
that
the
sink
truth.
in. Now, I'm not saying that every man out here is running around sticking a wee-wee in a wormhole. That's
Right.
not what I'm saying. But what I had to learn is that texting, calling is still a form of cheating.
Yes. Yes, it
And
is.
just because you justify it with she ain't paying me no attention, she on her phone, she busy with work, that don't justify you. What that does is shows your immaturity as a
Right.
man.
Exactly.
So Derrick Jaxn out here, and what he's doing is he's giving these bums a false sense of hope of if you do this and do this, but even still,
But it wasn't no false sense because he actually went through.
Yeah,
no, I
he
did
did
that. But what it's doing is Derrick Jaxn's teachings have tore up so many homes because the women have listened to him and went back into their homes and bedrooms and said, well, Derrick Jaxn said, well, they didn't say it.
You know what? I really hope they did not say that.
No, I'm sure there are tons of them. That man got 1.3. He got 1.3 million followers. There was some.
You know, like I said, he had a whole lot of furniture moving in a whole bunch of relationships because women were flocking to him like he's telling us everything we need to know about how a man thinks, what he does. So now we going and we looking at our man with the side eye like, nigga, you doing this and you doing that and da-da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. Meanwhile, bruh, you're doing the same thing.
Right. And then see what I don't
not in front of company, dear.
What I don't get is that you know, like I was telling Clay, that's my fiance for people that
that's my guy. That's my guy. It ain't right.
I was telling him, I was like, well, like some of the stuff he was saying, I'm like, what, regardless of his, you know, credibility or shot or whatever, some of the stuff was some good stuff only, but it wasn't like no like mind-blowing stuff. It should have been stuff that you probably heard along the way, like somebody else. It should have been like some confirmation of some sort, you know, like, yeah, you know, but his credibility is like it's shot, and he's a classic. And I know somebody in the chat here already said it, but you know, I've been saying it, and friends been saying it. He is a classic textbook narcissist.
He is.
You know,
Okay,
anytime somebody speak like in the third person, I can't stand that.
because it's freaking weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just freaking weird and it's freaking creepy. You know, like for you to sit there and do a video of your own video is freaking creepy. Like,
It's detachment. It's a total detachment. Like the person that
exactly.
did that isn't me. So he really has not taken full
Did we
responsibility.
just say that?
That's what Clay said to me earlier today. He sure did.
He has to take responsibility. He's not owning his stuff. And, you know, that's why it took a little longer for me to get on camera, because I'm not about to sit up here in no bonnet and looking busted while my husband airs all our dirty laundry and humiliates me and makes me come on here and share in ownership of his redemption. Bruh, nah, you own your stuff behind closed doors. I'm gonna throw my pots and pans. You gonna buy me my fur coats and my diamond rings and my Gucci glasses, but I'm not about to get on no camera with you. If you gonna own yours in front of the folks, own it on your own time.
And that's what
and pay your penance to those folks. Because what you gonna pay to me is not gonna be on screen.
That's what I really had a problem with. Because here's the thing. Ain't nobody perfect. But if you drop the ball, let me tell you something. I don't care if I got 6.18 million followers on Parks Offensive Strategies on how to shoot a Glock 19. I'm damn sure not finna get up here and tell y'all what go on behind closed doors.
Unless he's about to be exposed.
Absolutely.
Which is
and that's exactly what it was. You know, because nobody coming out with that unless it's about the bomb is about to drop and you gotta do some damage. Yeah, you
gotta be exposed.
You gotta do some damage control.
But you know what, y'all? Okay, like, you know, a lot of us been talking about because you mentioned it, Jenny, how, you know, she came on with the beret looking like a bonnet. And I hate to go there. I do, because, you know, we sisters, we black, you know, I hate to do it.
I got some thoughts on that too, but go ahead.
Don't get Sakina on this one, please.
I hate to do it, but my thing is, I text Keela. I was like, okay, if I was in her shoes and I'm coming on for the first time to present myself, you know, the hoes on them, you know this. So why I would look my best, even though she said, yes, it's not about, you know, looks and blah, blah, blah. But obviously he's looking elsewhere.
Teacher, pick me. I got something to say.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Why would she? Okay, this is me and my psychology working, my brain, which works 97 hours a day. Because she's a victim too.
Well,
for me.
She is a victim.
I'm so hurt and broken.
You know, they played on that. We got to show everybody this picture.
See, I think that's totally different. I think she got the look on her face like you might be apologizing, but I done already got back at you.
That's a broke down woman. Because I guarantee you, when she get up to get dressed to go to work tomorrow, she ain't gonna look like that.
Well, okay, so she kind of showed some pictures on Instagram. And okay, well, I did have this picture of her, and she actually was pretty decent.
You can do that.
Why she didn't come on there looking like this, y'all?
What's your motive behind coming on that video
looking like that? Right.
She wanted sympathy.
Thank you.
Well,
she wanted sympathy.
You got cheated on. You're gonna get it.
Why are you coming out publicly? Why are you even participating in this? Because you want you redemption? Listen, something that my daddy told me once. Be careful of giving your value away, because once you give it away, you will spend your life chasing that one person trying to get it back. So you come on here trying to get your value back, not just from him, but from all of these chicks that have dishonored you, dishonored him, all these people like us who have our comments, who have our thoughts. You trying to get redemption from people, you ain't never gonna get it from us. So this tactic of trying to look sympathetic, we gonna sit here and comment on you. Why you ain't put some lashes on? you're not helping yourself. Somebody should have talked to this sister. She needs some counseling and therapy.
Yes.
Sitting up on no video with her man.
Somebody said, well, she's probably at the point where she didn't care. She didn't care, you know.
No, she's still reaching. She's still reaching. She's still
I'm gonna tell you why I feel like I'm gonna tell you why I feel like she's still
trying to
reaching.
get something back. She ain't at that point where
because
she might be broken, but she is still reaching to somebody to give me something, to give me, even if it's just sympathy, give me something.
And I'm gonna tell you why I feel that, because she wouldn't have done that last Instagram video when I told you, when you was like, oh, she's saying a bunch of nothing. Because really, you still is trying to find this validation from all these other people. The reality of it is, you don't really know what her husband say to her behind closed doors. All these women pulling at me. If anybody have not seen the mistress that outed him, this is her. You know, the reality of it is no matter how much you want to pretend, like, that girl looks at that mistress and will compare herself.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
What? Mine is real. Nah.
So, but you know what? This is the meat and potatoes of it from a man's point of view. So many times as men, let me just say,
Shut up, Patrick. He just cursed.
We go all the way.
As the male species, what we do, he said they don't cuss on this. This is a Christian podcast.
My baby in the chat now.
Right. So many times as men, and this is just keeping it 100. And fellas, y'all can say I'm exposing. I'm Steve Harvey. I know the barbershop talk.
Yeah, Steve Harvey.
Yep. Don't do that. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. We get so sidetracked by the ornaments on the tree that we don't understand how valuable the actual tree is. Meaning, when things in your own house ain't going right, you ain't getting the attention that you want. Look, I'm a Leo. I feel like every day I come home, I should be celebrated for my 4 tires.
Leos are just like black church. They need praise and worship.
Shut up, man. That's all I want to bring with you. I'm saying, we get sidetracked by it. And the like I was telling her earlier, the advent of social media is destroying men, women, and the institution of marriage and relationships. Because so many times we want instant gratification, and when we don't get attention, it's the texting, the pictures, and all that. But my whole point and disdain with this cat, Derrick Jaxn, don't be, and I'm gonna say jigger. We're gonna use that word, jigger. Don't be on social media trying to tell women how to handle their husbands when you can't even handle your own career right, boy.
And on top of that, like me and my husband were talking about earlier, he did it at the expense of black men, because a lot of his content was dogging men. I mean, dogging them, talking about how
I think that's what Sam made a comment earlier, like what you just said. It was how he stepped on other men to get that platform.
Did you see him with the t-shirt on? It's on his Instagram. Black men don't cheat.
I have that one. I got that one, y'all.
Well, what is your poor chicken? There we go.
Black men don't cheat.
Let me tell you what he looks like. Now, I might get in trouble for this.
He's selling fantasies.
I understand that. But let me tell you what he looks like. He looks like an apostle.
Sure.
A fake Jake.
But it's all, I mean, if you look at that picture,
Keela, don't hide your head. You know what I'm saying.
But if you look at that picture you just posted, it's all marketing. It's all marketing.
It is. It's marketing.
You know, it's smart marketing. Unfortunately, you know, what brands know, what the big multi-billion-dollar corporations
been in the gym.
Is you got to be able to back up your brand.
It's working.
He been in the gym. He got a tight hairline. He bought a medium shirt when he should have had it. and he want to say black men don't cheat. Let me tell you this: if you a black man with a real black woman, you ain't gonna cheat, because I done went to bed several times looking my eye cocked over at her like, I know I done made you mad, and I just trying to make sure I don't get punched in my face.
Can I get you one, Mario? Go get you one of them shirts. You can wear.
Can I make one more point though? And I guess this is from the standpoint of maybe a married woman, because my husband and I will be celebrating 16 years this year. Okay. We've been together.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I'll say this: love is a choice.
Yes, it is.
Love is definitely a choice. You choose every day, every minute, every second. Yep. You have to choose to love. Mm-hmm. Cheating is also a choice.
Yeah.
Okay. It is. And the two, you cannot choose both at the same time. So if you are presented with any situation where you have a choice to love or to cheat, you are making a conscious choice. And that choice is either to love or is to cheat. So when you choose to cheat, you're therefore choosing not to love.
And you know what though? But that's
pretty deep.
You know, he did. It was.
I like that.
He did admit. I'm gonna get you, Tanya. You up there in the comments. You could be on this live.
No, she played too much, and then had the nerve to be commenting under the podcast. Right.
No, but look,
where is she at?
She's
but the point that I wanted to end on though.
Yeah, go ahead.
That he chose to love his brand.
Right. Oh yeah. That's good.
And cheat with his brand and his mistresses, but never to love his wife. Which is why at the end of the day, I'm very suspect of whether his choice to make that video and come out and apologize and air his dirty laundry, whether he was repentant to his brand or to his wife.
Yeah. To his brand. Come on.
So, sister girl, you need to take that hat off. Go get you some bundles.
That wasn't no hat.
Get you some lashes, and.
But you know what? You know what he said. Well, this is what get me. What the black men that's like celebrating and rejoicing in his downfall or whatever. Because he said like in the Instagram live, so it's so many doggone lives.
Yeah, they need to sit down somewhere.
LinkedIn is probably next. But so he was saying that right. He was saying right. He was saying that he was doing some inappropriate things. He cheated, of course, sleeping with them, but he was doing some inappropriate things. He was still connected with the women that he slept with. He was still like checking on them, texting them, having conversations and this and that. And and you can have men that's not DJ Derrick Jaxn that's doing that now. It's like, come on now, you doing that because if regular men, because I had this one guy say to me one time, he was like, you just don't know. I get the pee thrown at me just about every day,
and most men do. Mm-hmm. And let's pretend like women don't either. But, I mean, the reality of it is like she said, it boils down to a choice. And that's really what it boils down to. But I'm going to tell you something that I didn't like what he said when he kind of passed it off. He was like, we both could have not been right, doing some things right in the marriage. I didn't have sex with these women. There were some things I did. Sex was included. And some other thing. Which one is it? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you just talking. And then this girl is just sitting there like.
You know why he was doing that? And I'll say this. He's only going to admit to the level of evidence that is currently presented against him. Yeah. It's some stuff that he ain't aired out yet, that hasn't come out yet. And he trying to tiptoe and be real careful.
You know what? You say that. It's this, I just heard of her like today, Tasha K. So, and I sent that to you, Keila. Mm-hmm. She was saying on she at Derrick on Twitter said, "Come on, bruh, you better tell them this last truth before I say it." She said,
"Oh, wait a minute! I didn't hear about that."
And I didn't even know about that. And what did I just say? He's only admitting to the level of evidence.
Some people believe that.
How can you believe
that there are other men involved? Now I don't know how true that is, but that's what some people are saying.
Whoa! Stop! Oh, be quiet. Keila, repeat that for me.
That's alleged. That's just what the blogs are saying.
No. I want you to stop. I want you to repeat that for me.
Some people are thinking that it may be other men.
I said that today at work. I said that he was switch hitting. I said it.
But you know what though? You know what gets me?
We don't know.
But we don't know. It's just hearsay. But you know what gets me though? They've been together. He and his wife been together for like 10, 12 years.
Patrick, get back here.
And I think they been married for 4, I think, right? So she has given this Negro chance after chance because he was cheating before they got married.
But that's because I'm gonna tell you what that was. What he did was he found someone that A, believed in his dream, and B, had low self-esteem. Let me tell you this. There have been situations where I've been called on the carpet, and my wife like, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. If it looked like this, and then I'm like, no, it ain't. No. She like, listen. In 20 years, I know you better than you know your mama. Mm-hmm. God rest her soul. And I'm like, how you gonna know me? But then when I thought about it, I'm like, yeah, actually, she do know me better than I know my mama. Girl, let me tell you something. She knew the fool she was dealing with. See, when you know the fool you're dealing with, you know what to expect.
To add to what you're saying, though, I'm gonna also say this too. A lot of women, and I'm gonna tell you, because that Jesus thing she was doing. Don't get me wrong, Jesus is who you're supposed to run to. But when you using it as smoke and screens, it's just like and this is just Keila's personal opinion. This is not the opinion of All the Way There podcast. Okay, she seems like she's brainwashed, and sometimes when people hide behind that, they deal with a lot more than they should be dealing with because they so stuck behind that God can work anything out. I'm not dismissing that.
I'm a firm believer that. I'm a firm believer that God can do anything. He can change any situation.
And there is a difference.
I'm living that, but
put Jesus' name on your own choices and decisions, and she has made a conscious choice to be blind and to be numb.
It was so over the top that it made me feel like she's just sleeping on this fake pillow that is just like, I'm just gonna wash away all of this with. It's just a weird concept to me, and I feel like once the smoke clear, it
goes back to what I think it was Kehlani. I think you said this at the beginning. He's a narcissist. And
he definitely is
very well how to choose their partners. And there's something that they look for, and I can't give you all this DSM-4 diagnosis, but there's something that they look for that ends up in a sense of codependency.
Yes.
And that codependency is what
That's it.
What is DSM? That sounds like a DNA. That sounds like something we use at the police department to track fingerprint.
But that's it though. That's really what it is.
There that won't let her completely leave and walk away, and she is calling it God.
Mm-hmm.
No, I get that. We
God, of course. I'm a woman of faith, so I know what that is to walk in faith and believe and trust God to heal your marriage. It's another thing to call it that, but to be dumb, and to be blind consciously, and there's codependency there.
What I seen when I looked at her, when I looked at that video this morning, I looked at her, I said, she dickmatized.
She dickmatized.
Talk about DSM-4.
We're talking about BDSM, and you talking about BDSM and all that stuff.
Wait, you guys, listen. Juan, you might be right, because Tasha K, she had one of the mistresses, she asked her, she was like, was he good in bed? She was like, yeah, he good. So you might be on.
Well, of course he's good, because he take pride in that. I mean, you can tell by the way that he do his videos and wear his small shirt.
Probably in there like
no, seriously.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is. And if you look at historically, if you look at Derrick Jaxn 20 years ago,
John, you silly.
He was overweight. Was nobody checking for him?
Oh, he was overweight.
He lost weight.
Oh,
he got in the gym, and now he started. Let me tell you, the worst
that explains so much.
The worst thing for a man is for a ego fertilizer package. You know what that is? That's a haircut, losing weight, and a nice vehicle, and your bank account is in the plus. Because at that point, you think anything and anybody looking for you. It took me a minute to figure out these hoes ain't loyal. That's why I've been married 20 years. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not saying I'm perfect. It's been times when my wife done wanted to bust my head. And she just brought this up last night. She slapped me one day. She slapped me so hard, like it knocked the gingivitis out of my mouth. But this was years ago. And after that day, I was like, okay, this lady crazy than what I grew up with. So,
but I told her when we first met, he came to work. He had a brand new Ford F-150 with the tailgate.
The Harley Davidson version.
Right. Haircut, all this cologne on, looking good, smelling good. And he come in trying to floss. And finally, I told him, I was like, you might be impressing these folks, but you're not impressing me, because I had a daddy. And he had all of that and then some. So, he's right to an extent. Yeah. It's some folks that's going to definitely flock to that.
Crystal.
But then there are other women that's like, that's
all Crystal.
Supposed to have it. Bro.
But she wasn't raised with the father. She was raised by a single mother. So there's some foundational things. If you do her research, so we was at work today talking, and I start, I'm working detective view, and I started looking her up. She wasn't raised with the father. She was raised with just a mother. And she's well educated. She's not dumb.
Yeah.
The girl got letters behind her name. So his whole claim to fame is selling his speech, selling his appearance. Anybody will tell you the first 101 in small business or small black business
definitely
is you have to sell yourself like sex.
Yep.
And that's what he's doing.
And the reality of it is, let's be realistic, okay? Because we're going to go all the way there.
Go there.
If you got a salesman, okay, and you got a nice looking salesman that look like he work out, come in a tailor-made suit, 9 times out of 10, he's going to get the sales. You got a sloppy Joe come in there, and he gonna be like, you're going to be like, I'm going to hit you back up when I'm ready. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, you not lying, because at Saks, I had the regional manager looking on the camera. She didn't even know I was asset protection. She came down. Remember I told you that? She came down to me. She said, I'm looking at you when they told me you was loss prevention. She said, I was ready to offer you $100,000 a year job selling jewelry. I said, why? She said, the way you dressed.
Right. But it's just the truth. Because I mean, I'm a nice dude in a tailor suit. I'm just like, I don't know. You need my bank account number? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, I mean, I'm just being realistic. I mean, no, I don't spend my money like that. But what I'm saying is they get your attention.
Until you get a day off.
You know what? And
exactly.
Right. And I understand the need, because, we're talking about his brand a lot. I understand like the need to look a certain way. Okay. To keep them tuned in. I get that. I get that.
Like that's fine. You can't get high on your own supply, bro.
You can't get high off of your own supply. That's it.
dog, you done went and did the whole shebang. Like, what's going on?
But no, he getting high for himself. He getting high for himself.
When he got caught up in, he was the shiny car on the lot, and he allowed himself to be test driven. Understand something: Mercedes-Benz, Bentley, Alfa Romeo. You don't see those commercials every 5 minutes. Why?
No.
Because the product sells itself.
It sells itself, yeah.
Well, for one, the reality of it is yes, they do sell themselves, but why do we need a commercial? Half of these people can't afford us anyway.
But when you allow yourself to be test driven by everybody,
exactly.
Now you're valued. Let me tell you what my late bishop told me. To make yourself more valuable, make yourself less available.
That is the truth.
I mean, all of that's great for marriages and relationships, but remember, this man was running a business.
Yeah.
And in pursuit of that business, he kept feeding more and more and more into his persona. He started drinking his own Kool-Aid, and found himself with this plethora of women willing to give it to him. And then he's like, okay, that was just his logic.
No, that's not true.
And I get, you know what? But I get it. I didn't know that he was
next step.
I didn't know that he was like overweight and all that kind of stuff. See, that makes a lot of sense. He probably feel like he missed out on some stuff, you know, on
he missed out on a whole lot.
He just like the dude from the Clumps when he lost all that weight and then went and started buying everything in spandex and went and all that kind of stuff. Same thing.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? Hopefully they can. I don't know.
If they stay together, hey, I wish them nothing.
I say that's why I like them bald and fat.
Crystal Lucas.
I like Crystal crazy, but somebody gotta like them.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't understand. Well, we just covered it, but if I see another video.
No. Let me explain this to you. You will in the coming 7 to 10 days, you will see at least 3 to 4 more videos. What's the one dude who bought his wife the
John Gray. Because he went in on them.
Good work.
He went in on them.
I call him.
I'm done with John Gray. I'm done with
Did he just open up the floodgates? Because now all kinds of women gonna be coming out, whether he got them or not, whether he just blinked his eyeballs. All kind of women gonna be coming out with stories, and his poor wife, she entangled herself all up in it, and she gonna have to suffer through all of that. And it's like, how much more can you take?
Yeah, I can't imagine. It's being in the public eye like this and dealing with infidelity. It's got to be something.
Hey, Patrick Hakeem say this bigger than Nino Brown.
I feel like it, but I know we got to wrap this up because we do want to put this on Instagram. I'm so glad you and your wife came on.
Yes.
I was going to be on, and I had to manipulate her to be on because if not, it was going to be some problems.
No, because we got into an argument before the podcast. That's why. And I told him, I ain't even gonna listen to your doggone podcast.
I said, I'm gonna block you anyway.
I said, so I don't want to watch it no way. He was like, no, well, you're gonna be on it with me then. Okay.
Oh, that's right. You got to keep a peaceful home.
See, okay, so I think I was kind of like drinking the Kool-Aid a little bit. Like after I saw the second. It's the Facebook Live one. I'm like, okay, they sounding good. They talking good.
So they did Facebook too. So I think I saw the one where they was sitting on the couch and she looked like she was in a refugee sweater.
They did too.
Like she had a face mask on her head, and I ain't know what was going on.
Look, she said more on the Facebook Live because he said that she wanted to go live because people were talking.
Send me a resume.
Right. I was looking at like if you being held hostage, blink 3 times. Like,
a lot of people were saying that. I think that she maybe it went too far for her with people commenting on her, and she's trying to explain and justify
because if
everything.
she got family,
But
her family should be like, girl, what the hell you got?
They need to tell her to exit stage left. Like, you know what? Just don't say anything else.
Not my month. What's my favorite line?
Not if she paying some of their bills with that money he making. Ain't no right. They gonna be like Tina Turner mama.
But let me tell you this, Keela. I got a daughter that's 26. She finna get married, right? If her husband go through that, as a man at almost 45, I understand now in life, when it comes to you and your wife or relationship, it's certain things you gotta own on your own, man.
That's true.
Like straight up, just keep it at 100. If you've embarrassed your folks, your family, your kids, you gotta go out there, drink that Jim Jones Kool-Aid and hope it ain't the podium, and see if you can walk away from the podium.
And he didn't have to bring his wife into
at
that.
all.
He should have done that started the whole thing on. He should have done it on his own. I don't know if it was her choice, if he asked her to or what.
Oh, he did. Come on. Mario said, hold up. Mario said, he said, we're a year behind their reconciliation process. You can break an addiction in 6 weeks. So maybe they're better than we assume.
No,
I'm sure. You know what? If she content to stay with him and he's content to stay with her, that's their business. We outsiders looking in, and like my husband always says, we ain't gonna let nobody talk us out of our marriage because we ain't gonna try to talk you out of yours.
Right.
But if they good and they call themselves having their reconciliation, we only gonna see what they allow us to see.
Right.
Now,
exactly.
You can't be talking today. The last time you cut your finger, we ain't doing this today.
Every time you come on, she doing something.
Every time she
it went up in my nose.
But to his point, though, if the reconciliation was a year ago, obviously the only reason they're doing that is because he was about to be exposed.
Or that book sale, like Drew said.
I tell you earlier, I told her. I looked at some numbers today. Right, his viewership on Instagram and Facebook has increased 78%.
Right.
In the last,
like Drew said, that book
24 hours.
They're trying to sell that book.
How about this? What if it never happened and this is just publicity? Now, if I don't hear nothing in 7 to 10 days, because Deshaun Watson, the quarterback from Houston, one case came out 7 days ago. Now we 7 days later and there's 14 cases. So if I don't hear anything in the next 7 to 10 days, we know this was a stunt.
See, I say publicity stunt, but I'm not going to say that those things didn't happen, but I think that they happened a while ago, and I think they are using it for this book. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, because the book is like healing through, whatever. So
together, and she's on that cover.
Coming out.
She's on that cover, but before, ain't no kids in the park playing, ain't no resemblance of a family. You know what I'm saying?
Coming out.
You can order it now. He just posted it on that third party video.
Oh, he a hustler off Linwood. Oh my Lord.
Oh, why Linwood? That was close to my old hood.
Hey, I'm from Jaxn. Don't worry about it. We know how to get a bag of money over there.
So y'all, we gotta go because we gotta let the people on Instagram watch it. So I'm glad y'all came on. He said, do people still read books? You know we in a book club, Daryl. We ain't reading his book, though.
People still read books.
You might want to, if y'all in the book club, you might want to get her the info. I don't read books. I know how to read, but unless it's a gun book, I'm not reading it. I just don't.
Okay.
Strictly firearm based.
Thank everybody that was with us tonight. Thank you so much for your input. We saw your comments. Thank you so much. Again, I just want to say, if they choose
Patrick.
If they choose to be together, I hope all the best for them. If it's a publicity stunt, get the bag. Hey, whatever it is.
I'm done with him. We're not acknowledging him no more tonight. Everybody, good night. Bye, y'all.
See y'all later.